Hello everybody, my name is Greaser Games and welcome back to Derail Valley. I know it's been a little bit of time, but I think it's about time to come back, I guess. Alright, so we're going to make an updated tutorial on how to use the S282 here. Now, you must have dug in deep, decided you wanted to buy the S282 because, well, it is one of the cheaper locomotives, or the cheapest locomotive that can haul heavy, right? This compared to the DE6, right? And the DE6 is 200 grand and this is 50 grand. You don't want to try to steam. Well, you've come to the right place, my friend, to figure out how to start it. First thing is first, we are going to open up our oil caps here. And notice, that's bone dry. We need an oiler. Where is an oiler? There is the oiler. And we're going to fill that up, stand a little bit off to the side so you can see that it's filled to the brim. Once it's filled to the brim, you need to close the cap. If you do not close the cap and you just take off, it will fling the oil out and there'll be no oil inside of there. So it is very important to close the caps when you are done. Now, I should have opened both of these, but it's whatever. Go ahead and put that away, close those caps. And since we're on this side of the engine, you see that mechanical lubricator there? You see there's oil on the left-hand side, but on this right-hand side, there's nothing, right? Let's twist that lubricator up and you see it's filling up with oil. That is important to make sure the running gear stays lubricated and the cylinders stay lubricated. If that does not have any, if that's not primed, then you're gonna mess the hell out of your engine. All right, let's go ahead and fill these up. Now I like that these caps, they're twisted the same way. So that way I know I don't have to move from side to side. All right. Now that they're all full, we're going to go on this side of the engine. Turn on our air compressor. Go up here and turn on our well, we won't really need a dynamo. All right, so that is that as far as getting it started up in order to be able to run. We're gonna go and get a mission real quick from the station, office. I'm not used to having far teleports. That's new to me. We're gonna select we're not gonna concern ourselves with the money because we are in a these are 500 tons, that's 200 tons, 400 tons, 68 tons, don't care, 119 tons, don't care. If it's going, I'll put it this way, if it's going to the same place, I may accept it, right? But we're not doing shunting. We are this is not a shunting train. That's going to sawmill, that's going to sawmill, this is going to food factory in town. That's shunting. Who cares about shunting? 396 to goods factory. Who cares about logistical? Machine factory. We'll just go to the steel mill. I think that's the heaviest, right? I don't have to connect multiple together. So we'll take this job. What track is it sitting on? The E10O track. All right. Well, fortunately enough, that's a pretty easy track. That's literally that one there. So we're going to use our comm radio, switch over to the switch. Flip that one. Leave all those flipped. And flip that one. All right. So now we got everything primed and ready to go, right? Our mechanical lubricator's ready. We got all of our main caps closed for our bearings. There's another thing that I'm going to show you. So this right here is our compressor, or this right here is what's called the steam chest, and that's the boiler, right? So we want to keep pressure in the chest adequate enough to push the cylinders down with enough force to keep us rolling, right? We don't want the steam chest pressure to drop off a whole lot. The only time we'd want the steam chest pressure to drop off is when we're slowing down, right? Or it's really the only time we want to slow down is whenever we're coming into a station. Other than that, we want the steam chest pressure to be up. Or maintaining speed, right? So that's pretty much going to stay at a pretty relative high pressure, like around 9 to 12 bar. Now, if you notice on the bottom here, these are called cylinder cocks. So there's another set on the other side, but they drain water out. So if I go in here and pull the cylinder cock right now, you're going to see water's dripping out. And that's just, you know, an animation to show that, hey, there's water in there. You need to let it drain. This right here is the running gear. So notice it's not really up or down right now. If I put it in the full forward position, right, it's going to be fully lifted up, right? And that's changing the angle of the valve assembly here, which then in turn changes the way that it is, or the orientation that this is going to spin, right? And the closer to center you are, the less pivoted this angle is going to be. So if I bring it, let's say, to a quarter forward, right? Notice that pulled it back some. It's not as you know, levered. And yes, that's a decrease of torque, but it gives us a higher efficiency by not allowing the piston to travel as far. I believe that's the correct way to explain that. Somebody in the comments, let me know if I'm explaining that right. Now, if we turn it all the way down, notice this is a flipped style running gear. So all the way down is actually up on this running gear. So now it's all the way up. And this is at a high angle. So when this pushes back, right? If that pushes back on this valve gear, the way that it's currently set up, it's going to pull this side forward. The running gear is actually going to pull forward. Got it? So that's how that's set up. It's all levered. It's levers. Okay, that's pretty much, think of it like levers and leverage. That's how it all works. Now, we have a nice little incandescent light bulb there to shine on our running gear as we move. And another thing too is if you're shunting this and you need to release air pressure, right there is how you do it. You just pull that handle behind the cylinders there, and there's another handle on the actual trailer itself, or on the car itself. Now, let's go ahead and take this handbrake off. Open up the coal box. We need a shovel. This is not an oil burning locomotive, so I don't think an oiler is going to help me here. Oh God. I don't think an oiler's going to help me here, okay? Take our shovel, put some coal in the hole. We'll do 3 just to start. We'll fill it up just to start the engine up. And then we'll fire it up, close the box, and once we get moving, we'll bring it to full fire. Get that pressure going. Turn that blower on just to speed up. Just to heat that firebox up a little bit more. You hear that air compressor running? Main reservoir is coming up. We're rocking about 3 bar pressure. Now, Derail Valley has sped this up whenever you're parked. It speeds up the heating up process of your boiler. And you can adjust that in the difficulty settings once you unlock the difficulty settings. You can't really alter anything until you're unlocked all the licenses in career mode. So we're going to bring this thing up to about 6 bar pressure, and then I'm going to close the dampener down. Yeah, we'll open it. We'll let it keep on building while we roll here. So we're going to open the regulator. We're going to set the cutoff all the way down. Open the regulator up to 2 with the cylinder cocks open, mind you. Just to blow out the water there for a couple of seconds. Bring it down and notice our chest pressure, which is the pressure inside of those, is now dropped, right? Which is inefficient. So if we bring that cutoff wheel up, you'll notice our chest pressure comes back up. Alright, and we want to keep that chest pressure relatively the same where the boiler is whenever we're running full reg. We don't want to be draining the chest pressure down because, of course, you're going to be draining the boiler pressure down. Now we're going to... Oh, I accidentally applied some sand. We're going to apply a little bit of air here. Oh, we need to cut in our brakes. That'd probably be smart. Alright. We have sand going again. Alright. Let's gently bring this thing up to about 5 kilometers an hour, which is roughly about 3 bar of pressure at a full cutoff. Alright. Sounds like I turned sand on again. I have a habit of doing that somehow. I don't know why. We don't want to bang into it super hard because this is an argon. Well, it's argon, so it won't be too bad, but we still don't want to bang into it too hard. Oh, hey. Pop that for a second. Alright. Coupler. There we go. Now it's coupled. Alright, turn that off. Problem with Zybox coupler mod right now is you don't have the bumpers, which is weird. They're invisible. Alright. We're gonna crack open the water here. And we're gonna get ready for a full fire. You ready? I know I sure am. Put the coal in the hole. Go to our comms radio here. And we want... what track do we need? Sawmill B3I. Alright. So I'm going to actually use this route setter mod to set our route to Sawmill. And then we're going to change to B3I, click to confirm. And we want avoid U-turns, finding route, and boom. Alright. So we're going to let our pressure come up. Just a little bit more. And then I'll start our roll. Alright, we're at 11 bar. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of shoving pressure. Just to start with. Go ahead and bring that cutoff wheel back in a little bit. Bring her to full bore. Let's show you what this thing actually can do. Get that stack talking. And get some coal in the hole. Bring that down. And of course, alright, we are going quite fast here. Let's go ahead and put that dampener down. Whoa, the burn of that. Now notice, so you see how that's pretty clear right now? That's indicating a good ratio, or good ratio, even though we're like, that sound, I know it can be very annoying, but we kind of needed it. But anyway, so you see how that's right now? It's a pretty good ratio of the stack there. So I'm quite happy with that. Now we're hovering around 12 bar, and that's mainly because I don't really want to put this thing to work mode just yet, because we don't need it to be in work mode. But I will take work mode now. Notice how hot that thing got right when I pulled that dampener back up. We need to sustain about 40 going up this hill, which actually won't take a lot of torque. There's the 40 sign. And it's a pretty relaxed drive. Make sure you have this cracked open. If you notice your thing getting a little warm, you can always add a bit more water to it to cool it down, rather than sacrificing your fire. Coal in the hole. Alright, cooler down. Uh-oh. Man, we're just barely making it up this gauge. Holy crap. Yeah, we're running a bit dirty. Let's get that steam chest pressure up. We want it to stay relatively the same as our boiler pressure. Indicates a good running. Let's go ahead and drop that dampener down. Let's bring our cutout wheel in. But yeah, you don't want to have your cutoff wheel all the way front. That's why we were, I just needed to get rid of some excess steam that we had built up. Pull that dampener back up. So it's running relatively okay. I mean, we have a bunch of coal in there for the amount of power we're using. Probably can clean that up a little bit with it, some of the dampener. Making our way down the 14 bar. We can come up to 50. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, this argon. Set that dampener down. Come on, though. Don't make us run a little bit dirty. But running a little bit dirty is better than being a little bit dead. If you run the boiler too hot, you will blow it. Running it too hot with not enough water, you will blow it. So that is the important thing. Make sure you... Oh yeah, that's one thing. When you enter tunnels, make sure to have this closed or you'll get that backdraft. It'll just come right in. We have a 40 coming up. Let's go ahead and get some of that engine braking in. Suck that coal, that ash right back into the engine. It's good for it. I promise. Alright, we're right at 13 bar. That's pretty happy. Sitting about at the speed we want. About to be able to run up to 70. And we're going to be up an incline, so we might as well open her up a bit. That steam pressure, we're going to come down off of her. And we're going to shove some coal in the hole. Close her back up. Reduce that running gear a little bit. Yeah, we can give it a little bit of beans. We see that starting to turn gray. Pull that back a little bit. Whoa! We popped the safety. Much rather see it black than gray. You want, or white, I should say. If you see it completely white, it means you have no coal in the box and you're just running off steam. Which, I mean, is okay in certain circumstances, right? Alright, pull that back up. Alright, quit dumping water into it. Just have it cracked open. I'm not entirely sure of where we're at right now. Oh, I know where we're at. What's our speed? We're nearing the 80 mark. That's fine. We can run up to 100 on this gauge. Actually, 120, look at there. Dial that back in a little bit more. Oh, we need to slow, about to have to start slowing her down. We're blowing the safety again. Put that dampener down. Start slowing her down with the engine. That is not a fun sound to hear. Alright. Give me a little bit of break. Some light braking application. We're down to 60. Let's go ahead and release. Set it into forward running. That is a 5-0 up a grade. Man, that's a lot of argon. How's our water look? Pretty stable. I've been doing a pretty good job. That's what that means. Alright, let's bring her back. Alright, go back into forward running. Let's go ahead and turn that dynamo on. Get these front lights going. Gear lights on. Alright. Slow on down. Get some braking action going, some light brakes. Lap it at 1. Come on now. Go ahead and bring it up to about 1.5. Go ahead and cut that. Drop it. And we're there. I think that all fit. Hey, double check. Yep, we're good. All that's left is to throw a hand wheel on it and disconnect it. And you watch me use this sucker. Notice I had let's open that coupler up. Notice that when I knew I was getting close to the station, I had shut everything down, right? And look at our water level. It's staying pretty much in the middle of the thing there, which is a good thing to note. Our fire, we got a little bit of fire in here. If we want to cut it off, we just pull the coal dump. And yeah, that's how you operate the S282. I hope it was informative. Like I said, you want to keep that stack pretty clear when you're running it. You see how it's all black up there, and that means there's a lot of coal and not a lot of steam, which, I mean, granted, it's just sitting here running, right? But if I pull this dampener up and I turn on the blower, you're gonna see it turns gray. That means we're using too much blower, right? And look how much faster it used all that coal up. But if I cut that blower back, it's gonna clean up a little bit. I say, as it's not going to. Oh well. Anyway, let's go ahead and turn in this contract and call it a video. Contract, boom. 34,000 in the bank, like a glove. And I'll see you guys in the next one.